Welcome to 7th grade math STAAR review, day 3. Number 1. A storage trunk is shaped like a rectangular prism. The trunk's volume is 18 cubic feet. The length of the trunk is 6 feet and the width of the trunk is 2 feet. What is the height of this trunk? So we're asked to find a missing dimension of a rectangular prism. So I know that since we're talking about volume, we need to consider V equals big B times H. I also know that because it's a rectangular prism, that big B equals length times width. If you think back to 5th grade math, you're really looking for the volume of a box where you use length times width times height. We know the length is 6 feet. So L equals 6. The width is 2 feet. So W equals 2 and H is the unknown. Okay, so now this whole total equals 18 cubic feet. So this is V equals 18. So here's my formula. All I need to do is set it up with 18 equals 6 times 2 times x. Okay, I don't know what x is, but what I can do is multiply 6 times 2, so that gives me 12x equals 18. Then I would just divide this by 12 and divide this by 12. This cancels, so then when I divide this, x or h equals 1 and 1/2. Well, the answer is D, because the answer is not here. Number 2. An artist rents a booth at a fair for $250 and earns $6 for each pair of earrings sold. The profit in dollars, P, can be found using the following equation, where N is the number of pairs of earrings sold. All right, here's the equation. How many pairs of earrings must the artist sell to earn a profit of 500? So that means P is going to equal 500. So using this formula right here, all I have to do is substitute 500 for P equals 6N minus 250. Now all I have to do is solve for N. So this would be plus 250 plus 250 on both sides. What you do on one side of the equation, you must do to the other side. So this equals 750 equals 6N. So now all I have to do is divide by 6 on both sides. So 750, and this equals 125. So N, the number of earrings, equals 125. Number 3. The cost of 3 pounds of grapes is $6.57. What is the constant of proportionality that relates the cost in dollars, Y, to the number of pounds of grapes, X? Well, remember, a constant of proportionality goes back to rate of change. Okay, rate of change also means unit rate. So remember when we talked about unit rate, we really want to know, well, how much for 1? Okay, so you could set up your proportion where X is grapes and Y is dollars. So if 3 pounds of grapes cost $6.57, then how much does 1 pound of grapes cost? Okay, so really all we're doing now is dividing. So you can cross here and here. So you have 3x equals 657. Divide by 3, divide by 3. So x, I'm going to put it over here, x equals $2.19. So your answer is C. Number 4, which situation is best represented by the equation 3x equals 288? Well, I know that 3x means 3 times some unknown number. Okay, so keep that in mind. So it's going to be 3 times some number to equal 288. Okay, so let's read each of these scenarios now. A, Miss Jones makes 3 equal stacks of cafeteria trays. There are 288 trays in all, so that tells me it's equals 288. So what is the number X? What is X, the number of trays in each stack? Okay, well, if they were all equal, then that could be 3 times X equals 288. This is probably our answer, but let's check the other statements to make sure. B, Miss Jones makes 3 stacks, each with 288 cafeteria trays. What is X, the number of trays in all? This statement means 3 times 288 equals X. That is not what we're looking for. C, Miss Jones stacks 3 cafeteria trays. That's a big stack. There are 288 more trays to stack. What is X? The number of trays in all. So this statement would be 3 plus 288 equals X. That, again, is not our equation. Okay, let's look at D. Miss Jones has to stack 288 cafeteria trays in all. Okay. She has 3 trays left to stack. Okay, so that means she has 3 remaining. So it's going to be a minus 3. What is X, the number of trays that she has already stacked? I don't think that's it. So A is the correct answer. Number 5. The measures of 2 angles in the triangle are shown in the diagram. Which equation can be used to find the value of X? First, let's study the triangle. We have these little marks here which indicate that this is an isosceles triangle, which tells me that these 2 sides here are the same, which also tell me that these 2 angles will be the same. So that means that this x here is also going to be x degrees there. I also know that the total measure of a triangle equals 180 degrees. So what I have here is 1x plus 2x plus 48 equals 180. So if you look at that, F is your answer. You can also know that it won't be H or J because those total 360 degrees, which is not the total angle measure of a triangle. So F is your answer. Number 6. Angelo's pet rabbit weighs 1 pound less than twice the weight of Carmen's pet rabbit. 1 pound less than twice the weight of Carmen's pet rabbit. Angelo's rabbit weighs 9 pounds. So which equation can be used to find W, the weight of Carmen's rabbit? Okay, twice the weight, so that would be 2W, right? And 1 pound less, so that would be -1. And this is for Angelo's rabbit, but I also know that Angelo's rabbit weighs 9 pounds. So the equation 2W minus 1 equals 9 is what we came up with. Which of these answer choices resembles that equation we just created? That would be B. Sometimes if you disregard the answer choices first, cover your answer choices, and then just read the equation first and write out what the meaning is, and then compare what you have with your available answer choices. And a lot of times that helps, so that's a good test-taking strategy there. Number 7. Of the 250 sheep in a flock, 34% are white. What is the total number of sheep in the flock? Okay, I want you to be careful with this question because I know a lot of times it asks you what is the total and you want to add, but sometimes they add extra words in there. You know this, okay? So you have to be smarter than the words on the paper. So let's just look at what they're asking, okay? So what is the total number of sheep? Okay? The total number of sheep is 250. Okay? That's the total. So you can't have more than 250 sheep. Okay? 250 is the most you can have. There cannot be more. Now, 34% are white. So that just tells me a portion of the 250 is white. Okay? I know I'm going to do some calculations, so I'm going to go ahead and convert that percent into a decimal. And it says of. So that tells me I must multiply of the 250, what is the total number of, again, white sheep in the flock. So really your problem is 34 hundredths times 250 because you're finding the percent of the number, okay, and this equals 85. You can also consider the part to whole. So where 34% is the percent, over 100, okay? And you know the whole is 250, and so you're asked to find the part. So you could also use this percent proportion to help you to solve. By doing so, you'll also realize that your answer is still 85. Number 8. Matt has a bag containing 12 $1 bills and 8 $5 bills. Without looking, he pulls out one bill and places it on the table. He then picks a second bill from the bag. What is the probability he will have two $5 bills? So we have two different events going on here, okay? Because he pulls out one bill and places it on the table. He does not put it back, okay? Then he picks up a second bill from the bag. Okay, so this placing it on the table right here means he does not replace So this means that this is a dependent event, okay? So that means that you have to deduct it. He doesn't put it back, okay? All right, so let's look at how many items he has altogether. So he has 12 $1 bills and 8 $5 bills. So that means he has a total of 20. So that will become your denominator. Okay, so what is the probability that he will have two $5 bills? So our emphasis will be on the 8 $5 bills, okay? All right, so 8 out of 20, okay? That is the number of chances he has for pulling out a $5 bill. Okay, so let's say he does pull out a $5 bill. All right, so what would be his second chance? How many $5 bills are left in the bag? Okay, yeah, there would be 7. And how many total bills would be left in the bag? Okay, so it's 19. All right, and because these are two events and we're combining them, we would multiply. Which of your answer choices resemble this setup here? A, of course. Number 9. Julia's haircut cost $40. She was charged 8% tax. If Julia added a 20% tip to the amount before tax as a tip, how much did she pay for the haircut including tax and tip? Okay, so we actually have a couple of different problems here. We have definitely some multi-step problems here. So we know the cost of the haircut was $40, and she was charged tax of 8%. Okay, so let's find 8% of 40. Okay, so that's one problem. Okay, then she added a 20% tip. All right, so again, the haircut was $40, and then the tip was 20%. Okay, so then we're going to find the percents of both of these, and then you have to add that on at the end. Okay, so you would have your cost of the haircut, okay, then plus the tax, and then plus the tip, and then that will give you your total. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Okay, so this right here converts to 40 times 0.08, okay? Which is, when you multiply, it's 3.2. Then this one is 40 times 0.2, which equals 8. So now let's add 40, consider your decimal, plus, that was for the haircut, plus the tax. What was the tax? 8%, so it was $3.20, plus the tip. She gave 20% tip, which was $8. Okay, and when you add 40 plus 320 plus 8, you get $51.20. So your answer is G. Number 10. The diagram below shows the radius of a circular opening of a drinking cup. Which of the following is closest to the circumference of the opening in centimeters? Okay, this particular problem, we're not given any answer choices, okay? So you're not going to look for which of the following, but we're just going to solve. All right, and let's make sure that we put a box around our answer, okay? All right, if you look on your formula chart and look for the circumference, you will find two formulas. You know that they give you C equals pi times the diameter, and they also give you C equals 2 pi r. Okay, on this particular problem, they give you the radius, so we don't need this formula. We will use the 2 pi r. Okay, and now, since we know, we're just going to substitute the dimension here into the radius. So, very simple, we're going to put 2 times pi, which is probably 3.14 in this case, times r, which is 4. All you do is substitute. And when you multiply everything, you get 25.12 centimeters as your answer. Okay? And you want to make sure that you follow, if this was a gridded problem, you want to follow the place value by putting each number in the correct location on the grid. Don't forget to do that. All right. Thank you for watching STAAR Review Day 3, and keep watching for Day 4.